And welcome inside the UCCU ballpark, doTERRA Field. Dusty Litster with you for the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Series. Timpanogos leads the series 1-0 against Lehi, the reigning 5A champion. Let's go through the defensive lineup for the Timpanogos Timberwolves. It'll be Tate McGillivray on the hill, Caden Harding on the dish. It'll be Billy Bird at first base, Tyler Hunter at second, Brighton Tate at third, and Colin Morgan will be playing shortstop. In left field is Jack Yakwachuk. Center field is Luke Livingston, and in right field is Landon Young. As you mentioned, on the hill today is Tate McGillivray, and on the plate, Caden Harding. Leading things off for Lehi is going to be McGuire Matson, followed by Mays Matson, and then Jake Olson. So McGuire Matson steps in, and the first pitch from Tate McGillivray is in there for a called strike one. Tate pitched a great game earlier this week. Has played a good shortstop as well. And that pitch misses. He was a count, a ball and a strike. And that is swung on for strike two. Got some weather that's coming in behind us. Potentially, I don't think there's lightning in it. As that one goes back to this green, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-2 to McGuire Matson, fouled off at the plate once again. McGuire's had a great week, ability to hit. He and Mays, both left-handers, to hit the ball extremely well to left field. Hard to get out, fast on the base paths. And the 2-2 from McGillivray, chopped to the first base side and foul. Billy Bird mentioned playing first base. But been a fun week this week, covering and calling all the 5A games. Get a feel for the difference in 5A and 6A baseball, just in the speed and tempo of the game. As that pitch misses, and now a full count to Mays Matson. And now the payoff pitch from McGillivray. Chopped to the first base side, handled by Bird. McGillivray came over for the cover. Bird is going to be charged with the error as he knocked it down and couldn't get a handle on the baseball. So McGuire Matson is aboard. It'll bring up Mays Matson, the center fielder. And that one gets away. McGuire going to advance to second. As Harding has to go track it down, McGillivray said, hey, it's on me. So how does he bounce back? Finds the zone and evens the count at a ball and a strike. So runner in scoring position for Mays Matson. And now the 1-1. Chopped at the plate. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mays Matson. McGillivray has that one chopped foul, and will do it once again. So we'll have game 3 in the 6A state championship. Lehi would have to win this one to force a game 3 in 5A. We were guaranteed 2 games today. We now have 3. As that one's off the plate. Is Harding able to get to that one? 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 hit well into right field, but right at Young. Catch is made. McGuire tags and induced the throw, and a strong one from Young. And now 1 out. Nicely done by Young. Tate McGillivray on the year, 9 appearances, 5-1 record, 1.59 ERA. Saw him hitting the low 90s earlier in the week. In the 7th inning, he was still hitting 89, 90 miles an hour. But lives in the zone. And now the 1-0 to Olson. As count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Harding going to go out and have a quick chat with Tate McGillivray. Gives us a chance to remind you to go support those who support us. Modern Missionary, proud sponsor of KSL Sports Rewind. It's mission call open season. You got your missionary, you got to get them outfitted and ready to go serve. Go to Modern Missionary. Go register them on modernmissionary.com. Get a free shirt and tie. That way you can try it before you buy it. They're going to be wearing it for the next 2 years. Might as well get a chance to make sure it's the shirt that they want. As Olson lines this one into center field. Madsen's going to round third, coming home. Livingston's throw's not cut off and is not in time. McGuire Madsen comes in for the first run of the game, and it's 1-0 Lehi. An RBI single for Jake Olson. And that brings up Jackson Brousseau, the first baseman. Jackson hit a solo shot last night. Takes ball 1. He's also starting pitcher last evening. The Timberwolves lineup got to him. He pitches the contact, and they went with him. And now the 1-0 in there for a called strike 1. His home run went out over the berm and into the fountains. And now the 1-1. Breaking ball misses. 2 balls and a strike. Jackson batting .409 on the year. Got 5 home runs. They snap over to Olson. McGillivray timed that perfectly right between Olson's steps. It nearly got him. And now the 2-1 in there for called strike 2. Preston Norton on the dish today. Two balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, or probably breaking ball, misses down and away. It was a balmy morning and afternoon in game 1 of the day. But cloud cover coming in, it's chilling up a little bit. And now the payoff pitch from McGillivray. And it misses, ball 4. So put runners on first and second. As that is going to bring up Tyson Ellswood.
Number 2, Tyson Ellswood.
So runners on first and second and 1 out. for Tate McGilvray. Breaking ball misses. Holbrook has 32 RBIs on the season. Looks at strike one. Holbrook, one of the seniors on this team. They're the reigning state champion, Lehi Pioneers. And now the 1-1. That one misses outside. Had a chance between games to talk with former Timpanogos coach and current two-time state championship head coach, or pardon me, three-time state championship head coach, Ed Larson. Some of the common threads, these Utah County schools. Fun to see well, baseball's always kind of been the thing. Even when we started covering stuff in 2005, as that ball goes out of play with Holbrook on previous stops we've had along the way in our broadcasts for Dane Stewart and myself. Utah County was baseball. Football was still Salt Lake County. Basketball was pretty much as well. But baseball was Utah County, and where we are in the 5A, 6A state championship, and all four teams are from Utah County. In fact, 2 of the 4 are from Lehi. As Ellswood takes that pitch. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And a 3-1 from McGilvray, foul to the screen, and the count now full. Ellswood hanging in here. Mnookin on deck. And now the payoff pitch from McGilvray. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Little slide piece got him. So down goes Ellswood, and up comes Brandon Mnookin. And I'm just realizing I should ask Ed if he is related to Carson Mnookin. He has to be related, but if he's a brother or a cousin. As fouled that one to the screen. And 0-1. A chance for McGilvray to get out of the jam. Mnookin's driven in 32 runs on the season. Looks at a breaking ball, strike 2. Now you got to protect and not chase if you're Mnookin. McGilvray probably going to go down and away with the breaking ball. I think he's going to go down and away or down and in. See where Harding sets up. I think he's going to go in. No, he goes away. Shouldn't second guess myself. I think he's going to stay away again, throw the dark one, either down and away or high and outside. The 1-2. No, sir. Caden Harding tried to sell it. Umpire wasn't buying. Not everyone can sell ketchup popsicles to women in white gloves. Only Tommy Callahan's dad can do that. The 2-2, no, ball 3. Full count to Tate McGilvray. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on. The 3-2 gets away from Harding, and it's a walk for Brandon Mnookin. A well-earned walk, and the bases are now loaded with 2 outs. And that is going to bring up Ashton Holbrook. So Holbrook coming in a major spot here. He's driven in 32 runs. Make it 34 with the base hit as outs in there for a called strike one. And the 0-1. Swung on, strike two. McGillivray was up 0-2 in the last at bat. What did he learn from that experience? And now the 0-2. Breaking ball, called strike three. Got in a jam and got out of it. Tate McGillivray got out of it, but one run comes in for Lehi. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Pioneers 1. Timpanogos come to the plate. You're watching the 2023 5A Championship Series on KSLSports.com.
Okay. Okay. Yung kamalawa din siya active sa kapatid ko na bialawa kung minodala.
Welcome back into Torterra Field at UCCU Ballpark. Starting pitcher for Coach Ingersoll is Crutchfield, Caleb Crutchfield. As he faces the starting pitcher for Timpanogos, Tate McGillivray, the starting pitcher and leadoff man today. And now the 2-0. Foul back to the screen, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1, just a bit outside. Just missed the outside corner. Moves the count to 3-1. As that pitch is off the plate, and it's a leadoff walk for Tate McGillivray. He's got good speed, so I'm curious if they're going to speed him up or give him the courtesy runner because of how well he runs the bases. It does not look like it. And it's Luke Livingston coming to the plate. And Luke takes that one inside. Mr. Timberwolf, as I've been calling him. One of the more fun football players to cover in the state of Utah. So that pitch is off the plate, ball 2. That was well off the plate. Not much to argue there. And that pitch is in there for a called strike one. Livingston's had a good week at the plate, but on the year batting .312. Driven in 22 runs as he swings through that one. Strike two. As the cloud covers come in and the heat's gone away. 2 balls and 2 strikes, no outs and runner on first base, and Livingston just fouls that one off down the first baseline, and we'll do it again at 2-2. The runner goes, swung through, strike 3, and the throw is offline, and McGillivray into second base safely as Luke Livingston retired for the first out of the inning. So now a runner scoring position here for Brighton Tate. As Mnookin goes out to have a quick chat with Crutchfield. So Brighton Tate comes to the plate. And he fouls that first pitch off from Crutchfield. So Crutchfield had the leadoff walk, or gave up the leadoff walk to McGillivray. And Brighton Tate was the starting pitcher last night in the victory over Lehi. Complete game. Pitched a good one for Coach Kim Nelson, legendary coach. And the 1-1 bounce, and that's going to advance McGillivray, to third. And the count goes to 2-1. Brighton Tate with the chance to even up the score. Had a number of pass balls this week in the 5A tournament. .26 for 27 hit batsman. Been interesting. As that was out of play, comes right back at the bottom of the cover here, the pavilion at UCCU Ballpark. It's a great size setting for the state championship baseball tournament. Larry Miller Field was getting filled up very, very well, but that makes it feel big being here. The 2-2. Shot back up the middle. Handled. Throw to first is in time by Olson, but that brings in McGillivray. So it'll be an RBI on the hit for Brighton Tate as Olson did a nice job making that play. And there are 2 out, but we are tied at 1. That brings up Billy Bird, the first baseman. So championship day has been, for the second year in a row, the Ingersoll Brother Day. As I'm sure Coach Ingersoll, as he's off his feet, trying to get his team back together, come back for Game 3 following this one, is watching the stream. And congratulations to Coach Jared Ingersoll in getting the win today, forcing Game 3, and now watch his younger brother trying to do the same with his Lehi Pioneers. As that pitch misses inside to Billy Bird. And now the 1-0. In there for a called strike 1 on the outer half. Bird, a good bat. Handles the stick well. Has done it all week. .347 average on the season. driven in 34 runs. A lot of those this week as that one swung through for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. And now 1-2, ground to the right side. Olsen is there and throws on to first for the final out of the inning. We are tied at 1 through 1 complete. We go to the top of the second. Lehi coming to the plate. You are watching Game 2 of the 5A Championship Baseball Series. Braden Willis leading off the inning, 8-9-1, 2 up for the Pioneers. As that pitch misses from Tate McGillivray. And I'm going to apologize to the McGillivray family all week. Mispronounced it, McGillivray. I apologize. As that one off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. I should be better at it since I get called Lister or Litzer or Lightser quite often. And the 2-0 in there for called strike 1. And the 2-1 in there for called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Braden Willis. And now the payoff pitch. Give him, yes, called strike 3. And he's going to run it out, but it doesn't matter on the appeal. So Willis goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that brings up the 9-hitter, Bowen Ingersoll. 3rd strikeout for McGillivray. Give Caden Harding a chance to get his equipment back together. Breaking pitch there for McGillivray. Finds the zone for strike 1. And another one for strike 2. Good morning, good afternoon. Does he throw another one for good night? And now the 0-2. Well wide of the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. And now the 1-2. Lifted out of play, and we'll stay here at a ball and 2 strikes to Ingersoll. Batting .371 on the season. And gets another base hit here. No, he does. Oh, that was close. But at first at this bat, I thought that was a surefire single. And then Morgan nearly stabs it, at least from our viewpoint. Looked like he nearly stabbed it. Thought he had it. And it'll be a one-out single for Ingersoll, and Bridges to the top of the order with McGuire-Madsen. And McGuire looks at strike one. McGuire walked and scored in the first inning. As McGillivray misses inside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 chop to the right side and through. Ingersoll going to hold up at second base. And advancing the runner with the single is McGuire-Madsen. So 2 on for the Pioneers and a chance to reclaim the lead with the runner in scoring position. And that brings up Mays-Madsen, one of the better hitters on this team. As he puts down the bunt, and he's got great speed. There will not be a play at first, and an infield single for Mays-Madsen. Perfect bunt from Mays. And he runs like Mays. Bases loaded and no outs. He runs like Mays and hits better than Willie Mays Hayes in Major League 1 or 2. As that brings Olson to the plate, called strike one. And now the 0-1 to Olson. A nice job of Harding keeping that ball in front. And now the 1-1 from McGillivray. He's got to get out of it. And take a ground ball to do it as he misses the plate there. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. This ball hit well to left center field. Livingston's back there for it, has it. That's going to score a run. To throw to third will be offline, and Madsen stays on the bag. Nice throw from Livingston. And it is 2-1 Lehi. Might be a little bit more wind up top than we think. As Olson struck that ball pretty well. The wind blowing pretty well from left to right. As that brings up the man they call JB, Jackson Brousseau. That pitch misses up and in. The 2-time state championship quarterback looks at ball 2 and current Mr. Rewind until we get to next December when we do our awards show again. Now the 2-0 pitch. That misses up. 3 balls and no strikes. And now the 3-0 for McGillivray is kept in front by Harding, and the bases are loaded once again as Coach Nelson can come out and have a chat with his pitcher and try to calm him down. While they do that, we'll mute. We'll be right back. Never a bad visit to the plate with a little Jason Aldean going. He says, it's my kind of party. And here is Holbrook swinging, or probably Tyson Ellswood rather, swinging through that first pitch. It's hard to keep the Lehi kids separated. They all dyed their hair. They bleach it for the state tournament. It worked for them last year, so they did it again this year. When you look for a distinctive anything, the only one that has a lot of distinctive stuff is Mnookin, who wears the black hood and he has the towel. But sometimes you look at the back of their head and they all look the same out of their helmet and their hats. As that ball missed the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded opportunity as Ellswood takes there. One thing for Tate McGillivray is to get the ground ball, get out of the inning. And it's a hit batsman, and that's going to score a run. So Lehi will play another one, and they take a 3-1 lead. And that's going to bring up Mnookin and keep the bases loaded. Make sure you get the gear in the dugout. So Brandon Mnookin comes to the plate. As there are 2 outs in the inning. Braden Willis struck out to start the inning, and then Jake Olson on the sacrifice fly. As Mnookin takes that one up and in for ball 1. So Mace Matson on third, Brousseau on second, and Ellswood on first, as that pitch misses as well, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. As Mnookin can load up that back leg. As that fastball's there for a called strike 1. We'll still stay loaded up here. 2 balls and 1 strike, nowhere to put him. The 2-1. Big swing. Strike 2. Now the breaking ball comes back for Tate McGillivray. Imagine you see this breaking pitch. A little movement on that one. Lifted to Luke Livingston, who's camped underneath it for the can of corn, and the 3rd out of the inning. McGillivray limited the damage of what could have happened. But 2 more runs come across here for Timpanogos, and they take a 3-1 lead to the bottom of the 2nd inning. You're watching Game 2 in the 5A Championship Series on KSLSports.com. Leading off the inning is Caden Harding, the catcher. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Timberwolves as he takes ball 1. Caden's had to work hard behind the dish and has done so. As that pitch is there for called strike 1. And now the 1-1 has bounced. 2 balls and 1 strike. Give Manukin a chance to catch his breath. A little inside baseball for you. Whenever you see the home plate umpire come out, dust up the plate and stuff, is because the catcher took one where he needs to catch his breath for a second. You saw home plate umpire Preston Norton give him a little pat on the helmet. And I've showed this a lot. It's always fun. You find out from umpires, they know about tipping pitches and what these kids do. And in the relationship the home plate umpire builds with catchers is a lot of fun to hear about. 2 balls and 2 strikes as that one misses, and the count goes full to Caden Harding. And now the 3-2 from Crutchfield is wide of the plate, ball 4. Put the leadoff man aboard. So leadoff man is on for the Timberwolves, as his courtesy runner will come on for the catcher. Again, it's Colin Young. Or probably Colin Morgan. Tanner Morgan brings him up to the plate. Folks, it's this is game 18 this week, and that's no excuse. I just apologize. We got a lot of names been ingested into the brain this week, and I apologize. Even reading Tanner, I still said all the wrong names. So Tanner Morgan, the left fielder, at the plate as he looks at ball 1. And the 1-0 back up through the box, and Olsen got there, and the runner had left and is doubled off at first. McWhorter, rule number 1, freeze on a line drive. Have to see the ball through the infield. And there are 2 outs. And that brings up the right fielder, Landon Young. So Olsen with the double play on the line out and the force off. Changed the complexion what this inning was looking like. The 0-1. That's off the plate. He was accounted a ball and a strike. But a great afternoon for baseball. Now that the cloud cover's come to, as long as the weather stays away, this is as good as you'd want it. One ball and 2 strikes. That ball goes the other way. Olsen able to stab it. Throw to first. He got it there in time. What a play. Jake Olsen, the usual shortstop, had an injury early in the week. He's been moved to second base. You see the range and the hand skills there. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's Lehi leading 3-1. You're watching Game 2 in the 5A Championship Series. Ashton Holbrook can lead things off for Lehi in the top of the third inning. As that pitch is in there for a called strike for Tate McGillivray. And the 0-1 hit well into center field. And that ball will get down in front of Luke Livingston, and it's a leadoff single. For Ashton Holbrook. As that will bring up a third baseman, Braden Willis. As Willis, so that one a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the 1-1. That's off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. And now the 2-1 hit well into right center field. That ball will get down. Holbrook rounds second, heading into third. Willis coming into second, and he'll be in safely. It's a double for Braden Willis, and it's 2 runners in scoring position and no outs for the Pioneers, as their bats have shown up here in Game 2. That brings up Bowen Ingersoll. And the top of the order on deck. Ingersoll chops that one down at the plate. Ingersoll singled and scored last inning. Nearly wore that one. Makes it 1 ball and 1 strike to the senior. And that one bounced. Nice job by Harding. Keep that ball in front. He hits this one to the right side, and that's going to bring in a run. Young up with it quickly and brings it in. There'll be runners on the corners, and it's 4-1 Lehi. Kim Nelson will come out and talk to McGillivray. But a great piece of hitting there by Bowen Ingersoll. Stays inside the baseball, drives it the other way. And it's a 3-run Pioneer lead. And that will be the day on the mound for Tate McGillivray, as Luke Livingston's going to come in to throw. You're watching Game 2 in the 5A Championship Baseball Series on KSLSports.com. So Luke Livingston will come in to throw. McGillivray will go to shortstop. And Young will go to center as Hunter will go to right. Yakuchuk in left field. And the wind's starting to pick up a little bit more, blowing from left to right. As McGuire Madsen comes to the plate with runners on the corners and no outs. Got some extra tunes here. As Madsen took ball one. McGuire on the day scored 2 runs and is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Pitch inside, misses. Moves the count to 2 balls and no strikes to McGuire Madsen. And the 2-0, now 3-0. Luke Livingston coming to the mound. He came in relief the other night in the game against Salem Hills. The 3-0 pitch, called strike 1. And now the 3-1. Runner goes. Madsen lifts this one into center field. Comes over to make the catch, and that will bring home a run. So in to score is Braden Willis. And I'll bring up Mays Madsen. And Mays Madsen chops this ball to first. Bird steps on it, throws to second for the double play. So Lehi does plate one more run, and they take a 4-run lead to the bottom of the 3rd inning. But heads up play there by Billy Bird. It's 5-1 Pioneers. You're watching Game 2 in the 5A Championship Series on KSLSports.com. So bottom of the 3rd inning. And it is Colin Morgan leading things off. And the 0-1 pitch misses. The count even at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 lifted down the right field line and out of play. As Crutchfield has done a good job keeping this Timpanogos lineup off balance. Allowed the 1 run in the 1st inning off a walk. As This count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Colin Morgan. And the 1-2. Bender called strike 3. Beautiful pitch there by Crutchfield. It'll bring up Tyler Hunter. And that's in there for called strike 1. And that pitch misses. So count goes to ball and 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. As Hunter singles to the left side. And so put a lead off, or put a man on, not the lead off, and put a man on as we go to the top of the order with 1 out, and is Tate McGillivray coming to the plate. Tate walked and scored in the first inning. Looks at ball 1 there. Was pulled last inning from the mound. I didn't look at his pitch total. I'll get it here in just a minute. But if he'd be able to come back in a game 3, be part of the decision from Kim Nelson, say, hey, if I've got one of my better arms and we're struggling a bit, let's go ahead and lift him so he can come back and pitch in game 3 if needed. And now the 2-0. Chop to the third base side, and that's through. Back-to-back singles, so runners on first and second for Timpanogos. And that'll bring up Luke Livingston, the now pitcher for Coach Kim Nelson and the T-Wolves. And right now for Lehi, it's making sure they got bunt stuff put together too. Where's the ball going? We'll see what the call is here, because Luke Livingston, we saw earlier in the week at least, in that first game on Monday, his first 2 at-bats were at-bats of bunt attempts. But a good stick up there for Coach Nelson as he looks at strike 1. Doesn't look like you're going to see a bunt. Third base is back behind the bag. Brousseau holding inside of McGillivray, give himself range. Livingston can hit to all fields. And big swing there. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Luke went down on strikes in his first plate appearance. And now the 0-2 pitch. Bounces away from Manukin. It's a long ways away. Brousseau will come up with it, but will advance the runners to second and third. So a rare one, it kicked off the shin guard of Manukin. So a big opportunity here for Luke Livingston. And that pitch is high and outside. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Swung on, strike 3. Nice job of bouncing back there by Crutchfield. And he's now away from getting out of the jam. But that'll bring up Brighton Tate, the third baseman. And a chance for Tate to come through big with 2 runners in scoring position. Brian has 29 RBIs on the year. And that one misses. For ball and no strikes. Tate drove in McGillivray for the lone run. It was RBI to the right side. And now the 1-0 misses up. 2 balls and no strikes. Big swing. Strike 1. As the wind stayed pretty consistent out there. You see the flag whipping. Blowing from left to right. And that ball fouled off to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryton Tate. Now got to short up. Get the ball through the infield. If he can find the outfield grass, it'll score 2 runs. Runners don't have to freeze on contact. They can go on contact. The 2-2 to the right side and foul. Really love to see the coach square that ball up. I mean, taking it off the hips. That's like Roger Dorn doing 40 sit-ups. And now the 2-2. Missed inside. The count goes full. So now the runners will go in motion. It'll be a strong secondary as that ball gets by, and that's going to bring in a run. Mandukan could not keep it in front, and the walk will bring it in. The second run of the game for Timpanogos, and the tying run coming to the plate. So it brings up Billy Bird, and a bat that can do some damage. Not the long ball you're worried about with Billy Bird. It's his ability to hit to all fields and do so with power and contact. He's had an outstanding week from the plate. And an intentional walk. I don't blame him. So intentionally walk Bird, going to load the bases and bring up Caden Harding. And this isn't a knock to Harding at all. It's simply about Bird. There's no way to pitch around Billy Bird, his ability to hit to all fields. And these two teams play, I mean, they're in the same region. And that will be the day for Crutchfield. So load up the bases, and they're going to pull Crutchfield. And we'll have our new pitcher when we come back. So the new pitcher is Walker. Cohen Walker. Oh, and he hit him. All the strategy you could want to try to play, not necessarily the odds, but say, hey, let's go get a force at every base, not allow him to score 2 with 2 outs with a bat at Billy Bird, and he hits Caden Harding for the 28th hits batsman this week in the 5A tournament. Brings up Tanner Morgan, and the tying runs at second base as that ball's lifted out of play. That's where walks kill you. Can't defend a walk. You got 3 straight walks. You can't defend them. There's no defense. The way to stop it when you can't throw, when you don't throw strikes. And Timpanogos has been patient at the plate, and now a chance to really make it hurt here with Tanner Morgan. It was a 5-1 game coming here at the bottom of the 3rd inning, and with a swing of the bat, it could be tied or even be a 1-run lead for Timpanogos as Morgan looks at ball 1. Morgan lined out to Jake Olson at second base, who's made 2 outstanding plays already. And the 1-1 lifted well into center field. Mace Matson coming in. It's not going to get there. Matson throws to third as a game-time run comes to the plate. Throw to second. Got Morgan. No, they said safe. Said the tag didn't get there, and he got his arm around the tag. Everybody's safe. And there's runners on second and third, and we are tied at 5. I mean, that is a true salamander move at second base if indeed Tanner Morgan was safe. McGuire Matz is beside himself that he got the tag on him. Came up the line to tag him, no less. But it's a brand new ball game at 5 apiece. But you can go back to walks of what the difference is right now. It is walks. 3 walks in the inning. And 4 runs. And 2 of the walks just scored. The officials are going to discuss. I just find it hard to believe he got around that tag. Vince might be able to have a look at it on our editing stuff, but I have a hard time believing that he got around Matson coming up the line to make that play. Call him safe, and everybody's in. And I think it's a hard thing to ask officials after the fact to get together and you think it's going to change. And we're getting a little heat in the dugout. And I guess I would say understandable. Coaches are fired up. Game 2, he had a 4-run lead in this inning. And I believe one of the coaches will be restricted to the dugout. So we might be able to have a look at it later, but we don't have it at the moment. But it'll be 2 outs, runners on second and third, and coming to the plate is Landon Young. Folks, it was 2 outs and then 3 straight walks from Lehi. There's a lot of emotion out here, and everybody's got to get settled in here. And I don't know what you expect on a reappeal. The officials didn't have it. They're going to get together. Did you have a clear look? No, I didn't. Did you? I was right there. And they're going to call him safe. It's hard to overturn that unless someone had something definitive. So all tied up at 5. And a big swing from Landon Young. He was trying to take not just the momentum that's already on Timpanogos' side. He was trying to take the soul of this game away with that swing. And now the 0-1. Misses. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. That pitch misses as well. 2 balls and a strike. I should say the three walks. 1 was intentional for strategy's purposes. And a 2-1. Big swing, strike 2. Walker can get out of this with a pitch right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on for Landon Young. Chop to third. Willis has it in time to first. And that will end the threat and the inning. But 4 runs come in for Timpanogos, and it's a brand new game 2. Both crowds come to their feet. Lehi to try to get their team back up, and Timpanogos clapping off a terrific effort in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We go to the top of the 4th, tied at 5.
Okay. Okay. Yun ang malawagan siya akit sa kapatid siya na bi alawa kung ito tala.
Top of the 4th inning, and emotion still running high here at the ballpark. As Jake Olson lifts this one into foul territory, but Billy Bird is right there for the out. And that's going to bring up Jackson Brousseau. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Breaking ball, misses inside. And now the 1-1. That one misses. Harding wanted that one. He always telling the catcher wants it because he holds it there just for a second. Hey, I want you to take it. Now the 2-1 hit well by Brousseau to left center field. To the warning track, and it's going to get down off the wall. Brousseau rounding second, heading into third. And it's a triple for Jackson Brousseau. And trying to fire up his teammates after. So they're going to have to come out and check on the outfielders here for Timpanogos. That was Yakuchuk and Young going after that ball. But we got people here. You're watching this, and again, our vantage point, and it is an advantage to have no emotions on either side. Got kids that we've covered for Timpanogos from football and baseball over the years, and same with Lehi. I'm not emotional about the game. Just keep your emotions in check when you're at the stadium. We've seen some stuff today that just, I think if parents saw themselves on film at times, they would just, maybe it would help to be able to look back at it unemotionally. But anyway, it's a great atmosphere. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we have a long ways to go on this one as we're tied up in the fourth inning. But luckily, Yakuchuk and Young both seem like they're okay. As it'll be Brousseau standing at third base with one out. And at the plate is Tyson Ellswood. So Ellswood has a chance to put Lehi back on top. Timpanogos at the infield drawn in to cut down Brousseau at home. And that pitch misses inside. And now the 1-0. Breaking ball called strike one. And now the 1-1. That ball lifted to right field. That's going to plate Brousseau. Drifting back is Hunter to make the catch. Brousseau tags. Here comes the throw, and Brousseau is in. And Lehi goes back on top. 6-5 as Ellswood does his job. His job is any way possible to get that runner home. He does it. It'll be bases empty and 2 outs here for Brandon Mnookin as he takes ball one. And now the 1-0. That's in there. It evens the count of the ball and a strike. Mnookin flew out to center. And his plate appearance in the second inning. And now lifts this one into right field. And Hunter camps underneath it and brings it in for the third out of the inning. But Brousseau's triple, followed up by the sacrifice fly from Ellswood, gives Lehi the 6-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. You're watching Game 2 in the 5A State Championship Baseball Series. Bottom of the fourth inning, Colin Morgan leading off the inning for Timpanogos. Morgan went down on strikes last inning. And quickly ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 off the plate, 3 balls and no strikes. And now the 3-0 is off the plate. A 4-pitch walk puts the leadoff man aboard for Timpanogos. And that brings up Tyler Hunter, the right fielder. So runner on. And the 9-hole hitter, Hunter. And it'll be top of the order, Tate McGillivray. I've had that wrong all week long. I'll work on it. Hunter showing bunt. And fouls it back to the screen as the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And now the 1-1. The bunt is down. Perfect bunt. Mnookin up with it over to first in time. Made that one really close. Oh, they're great hands at the plate there by Tyler Hunter. The perfect bunt, advancing the runner to second base. So the game-tying run is in scoring position as we go to the top of the order. As Tate McGillivray will come to the plate. As that ball lifted in the right center field, well struck. Drifting back, still going back, making the catch is Ellswood. And he'll advance the runner now to third. This is a spot of your Timpanogos. Now you've got to bring that run in. Sacrificed one out. End up getting another out to move the runner to third base. And now brings up Luke Livingston. He can square the game up once again with a base hit. Luke's 0 for 2 today. Oh, and the ball gets away. Mnookin couldn't corral it, and we are tied at 6. The second run that's come in on pass balls. And that 1-run lead is gone. And now with a big swing from Livingston, and a count even at a ball and a strike. As that one is swung on, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to Luke Livingston. And the 1-2, wide of the plate. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke's gone down on strikes in both plate appearances today. And the 2-2, no. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mr. Timberwolf. And the payoff pitch lifted into center field. Mays Matson is there for the final out of the inning. But the equalizing run comes in for Timpanogos. We go to the top of the 5th. Lehi come to the plate.
Okay. Okay. Yung kamalawa din siya akte sa kapatid ka na bialawa kung ginodala.
Now, welcome back in doTERRA Field at UCCU Ballpark. As leading off the inning for Lehi is Ashton Holbrook. Swung through the first one for strike 1. Holbrook singled and scored. His last at bat, he lifts this one into deep left field. Still going back is Yakwachuk, and it's gone! That's one way to lead off the top of an inning and to give the lead back to Lehi. A solo shot from Ashton Holbrook. What a game. Talking about before, we have no emotion in the game. All we want are close, fun games. A little bit of controversy kind of stirs it up a little bit better. But man, this is fun. 7-6 Lehi as Willis looks at ball 1. And now ball 2. Braden doubled his last time up in the right center field. Now the 2-0 from Livingston finds the plate for strike 1. Went down on strikes back in the second inning. The bender called strike 2. Nice pitch. And now the 2-2. Again, the breaking ball and spoiled by Willis. And another ball launched into the center field as Landon Young will come over to make the catch and the first out. And it brings up Bowen Ingersoll, the 9-hole hitter, and then the top of the order coming up behind him. That pitch finds the plate for called strike 1. Oh, and then a hit batsman could have put a runner on. A lot of times you do baseball games, especially if you watch professionally and guys get hit. It's like, oh, what's the retaliation? Look, that's number 28 this week in the tournament. These guys that's kind of par for the course this week. For both, and it's actually been Timpanogos kind of got things started, but the game against Orem Timpanogos hitters. I think it was 6 Timpanogos hitters were hit in that ball game. A lot of times breaking balls and everything else, as McGuire-Madsen really tried to change the complexion of this game. Just a little early on that one. Puts it out on the road. And the 0-1. Bender, again, a little early down the line and out of play. Count out 0-2. And the thing with both the Madsen boys is you can try to pitch him in, pitch him in, and try to pitch him away. They're going to stay inside the baseball. They do it extremely well. McGuire batting .476 on the year. It's a tough out to get. And now the 0-2. Again, it's all right there. Stayed in it, try to pitch him away. Spoils that pitch, and we'll come back. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And misses up and away. And that puts a lot of stress on your pitching staff to deal with the hitter that can do this. And you got them back to back. And then you go into Jake Olson, and Brousseau, and Elswood. I mean, this is a good lineup of Lehi. This wasn't going to be a runaway state championship for Timpanogos after taking that game last night. This wasn't a thing of, won that game last night, you're going to walk in today and just walk these guys off the ballpark. A lot of good ball players in this Lehi lineup. And that's why we were excited for this matchup, because Timpanogos, as we've already seen, this is an outstanding ball club. 2-2 misses wide and goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count with the runner on first base for McGuire-Madsen. The payoff pitch lifted into left center field, still tailing. Yakuchuk comes over, can't get to it. Rounding third and coming in to score is Bowen Ingersoll. And it's a 2-run lead for Lehi. There are very few things that are as enjoyable as a crowd at a baseball game. That ball hit, and it's the anticipation. Is it going to get down and then the explosion. It's so much fun to be a part of it, and it's such a fun atmosphere this afternoon here at UCCU Ballpark. And that's now Mays Madsen at the plate, as Mays looks to strike 1. And now the 0-1 to Mays. Again, breaking ball, misses wide. Mays reached on an infield single. 1 ball and 1 strike. He reached on a bunt his last time up. And that pitch is wide of the plate. Young sophomore. He's had an outstanding week. And that ball lifted out of play. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second base for Mays Madsen. And the 2-2 spoiled. So bring back 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mays Madsen. And he's granted time. Livingston having to deal with this lineup, trying to hang on here. As Timpanogos has plated 2 runs and got a 3rd run in scoring position. Got a freeze on the line drive with 1 out. Breaking ball down the line. We'll do it again at 2-2. Tom McGuire batting .476. Matt Mays batting .400. He's driven in 30 runs. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers. As that pitch is up and away, or up and outside. And the count now full. Well, missing up for Luke, maybe getting a little tired. High leverage situation. And now the 3-2. Missed up and walks Mays Madsen high and inside. And that's going to bring up Jake Olson. And also is going to draw Kim Nelson from the dugout. So Kim Nelson to come up to talk to Luke Livingston. We'll step aside. Tanner Waite, the new pitcher for Timpanogos, as Jake Olson steps in. The runners on first and second and 1 out. The job for Waite, limit damage. You can certainly do that getting a ground ball. Talk to your guy right now and say, hey, work me down, get a ground ball. Jake Olson, his job is advance runners. Lifts this ball to center field. Ball tailing toward right. Luke Livingston ranging out there to make the catch. And does. Fires that ball back into second base as a runner will advance to third. And there are 2 outs with runners on the corners. Well, Olson got a piece of that one, man. That's a long part of the field to go. And for Luke Livingston, who just got done pitching, it's not so easy to get done pitching. Your legs have got to be burning. and go out to center field, and the first thing you do is run 60 yards to go get that ball. That brings up Jackson Brousseau. The man they called JB. And now the 1-0. And that one misses. Hit the home run last night, triple today. And they're going to intentionally walk him. So Brousseau draws the intentional walk. And they're going to go, they'll bring up Tyson Ellswood. So it's Mays Madsen at third. As that ball chopped to the third base side. Got it, steps on it, does Brighton Tate. And that will do it for the top of the fifth inning. But it's two more runs coming across for Lehi as the Pioneers have an 8-6 lead in Game 2 of the 5A Championship Series here on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the fifth inning, and Brighton Tate leads off the inning for the Timberwolves as he fouls that one out of play. And then Tate lifts this one down the right field line and foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Brighton Tate. As that pitch misses. For Cohen Walker. Tate chops this to short. McGuire Madsen with it on to first in time. Talked about this in the 6A championship game, but it's impressive. You talk about the cultures in different areas. In Utah County 20 years ago, it was baseball. Baseball was the sport that in the big regions and stuff that they handled. They always played well. As when I came into the scene about 2005 covering high school sports, a different place. And football and basketball were up north. Salt Lake and counties northern that, and then baseball was Utah County, and then it's flipped. Everything is Utah County. I mean, everything from Bingham South covers everything, and to have all 4 teams in the 5A and 6A state championships to be from Utah County and 2 of them from Lehi just speaks to the culture in the area the amount of athletes that are here. And so it's all that youth that moved in so many years ago, and now so much talent. The 2-1 fisted by Bird and be handled by Olsen for the second down of the inning. And brings up Caden Harding. And Caden looks at ball one. Caden's been walked and hit today as he looks at ball two. The 2-0 misses up and in. There are guys that they're not going to be the most intimidating hitter, but when pitchers know, hey, this is a kid that doesn't chase, it's hard to pitch them. You want them to bite off the plate, and they just don't do it. Willing to take pitches and work it, and that's Caden Harding at the dish. Three balls and one strike. And that is ball four. Draws a walk. That's 3 at-bats. 2 walks to the hit batsman for Caden Harding. So that'll put Tanner Morgan at the plate with the runner on first and 2 outs. As Tanner looks at ball one, and suddenly Walker's got to get his composure and find the zone. As that pitch finds the outer part of the plate for called strike one. Morgan singled his last time up, lined out to short in his first at bat back in the second inning. And now the 1-1. High cheese chases strike two. One ball and 2 strikes and 2 outs for Tanner Morgan. And now the 1-2. That one's bounced and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Ground ball left side, and that is through and extends the inning. Game tying run is on first base. And that'll bring up Landon Young. With runners on first and second and 2 outs. Landon is grounded out up the middle. Grounded to second. And then grounded to third. Hits this one well into left field. That's going to fall in. Runner coming around third. A throw at the plate. Diving handled. Morgan takes off the third now to don't play at second base. So move runners up as a game. As the go-ahead run is now at second base. And our score is 8-7. A game-tying run's on third. Sean makes... apologize for yelling in your ears, but just want to make sure their scoreboard here in the ballpark is incorrect, and we've had some highly emotional situations today. Just want to help keep peace in the ballpark. So I apologize about that. So new pitcher coming in. We'll have his name when we come right back. So Brandon Manukin steps in to lead off. As that one misses. His weight misses up and in, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Game 3 of the 6A Championship Series is coming up next. And we'll find out. We have a 7 o'clock game. If Lehi holds on, we'll come back to... I imagine that game will happen after 7 o'clock. Because Game 3 would have gone off at 4. As that ball is lifted out of play. They count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 lifted out. We're going to keep doing this for a minute. Manukin battling here. On the day, Brandon flown out to right, flown out to center. As that one got away. Count now full. So full count, payoff pitch, back to the screen. The count remains full. On deck is Holbrook. And again, the payoff pitch. Misses up and in, and it's a leadoff walk for Brandon Manukin. And that'll bring up Ashton Holbrook, who went long ball his last time up. And it looks at ball one. As that's in there for a called strike. And now the 1-1 misses up. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. And now the 2-1 inside corner, strike 2. And now the 2-2 from Waite, lifted into right field. Landon Young going back and makes a difficult catch. That ball just kept carrying on him. Wind's blowing a little bit. It's not as strong as it was moments ago. But maybe they just kept moving that ball. And of course, the wall is pretty strong angled there in right field. So Braden Willis now to the plate. And Willis chops to third. Brighton Tate mishandles it. And Willis is aboard. You talk to your guys about, hey, just put the ball in play. Make them make a play. And that's what happens. That's a high hop. Brighton Tate, normally it's a tough play at third base, especially that hop there. So I charge it, because once you try to charge it, come get it. Or do you sit back and try to take it and make a strong throw? Always a tough spot. As that brings up Bowen Ingersoll, who is swinging a good bat today. As Bowen fouls that one out of play. The son of coach Jason Ingersoll. On the day, Bowen singled and scored in the second. Had an RBI single in the third. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Hits this one to second base, handled by Morgan. McGillivray over to Billy Bird for the 4-6-3 double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's a 1-run game. You're watching Game 2 of the 5A Championship Series on KSLSports.com.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Tyler Hunter, the 9-hole hitter. It's 9-1-2 due up for Timpanogos. Tyler Hunter going to lead off the inning. As that pitch misses, as Ashton Holbrook had come in relief. And Holbrook got that one past him. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the 1-1. Lifted into left field. Mace Matson's over there. And he'll pull it in for the first out. So to the top of the order. And it's Tate McGillivray. And Tate launches this one in the center field high up there. Mace Matson camped underneath it and has it for the second out. And that's going to bring up Luke Livingston. And on the day, Luke has had a tough day from the plate. As that is not on the plate, ball 1. And that one gets in there. That was a late breaking pitch. You saw Livingston turn his shoulder in. And then goes after that one, fouls it out of play. So ball and 2 strikes now on Luke Livingston. Went down on strikes in the first and third innings. Lined out to center his last time up. And now the 1-2. Holbrook pulled it. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 misses up and in. Count goes full. And a payoff pitch from Holbrook is fouled out of play, and we will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. If we go to a game 3, it's all about arms. How many arms do you have left? When I talked to Coach Jason Ingersoll this morning in American Fork, it was all hands on deck, but Watts did an outstanding job as Livingston earns the 2-out walk. That is I believe it's the 6th walk issued today by Lehi pitchers. It's number 7. We'll give it 6 on pitchers because one was an intentional walk. That's a coach's decision. As Brighton Tate comes to the plate. Runner goes. And Livingston is in there safely. It's a put the game-tying run in scoring position for Brighton Tate. We have said that a lot the last few innings. Lehi has scored, or had scored in every inning until the top of the 6th. Timpanogos only has 1 scoreless inning, and that was the 2nd inning. As Holbrook misses. And the count goes to 2-0. And that's going to bring out the coach to come have a little chat with Holbrook. I think one is kind of get him a little more confidence. He's got to take care of business here at this batter. You do not want to be messing around with Billy Bird with a runner in scoring position. too good of a bat to let do that. I want to remind you all, as they're having this consultation, if you need a consultation about anything, you got a question about a law thing or not that, I talk about always getting your living will and trust taken care of. If you go price those out, they get pretty expensive because it's an hourly rate and all the things you need to change. Heidemann Associates is a flat rate law firm. They're going to give you the budget. They're going to stay in it, including, most importantly, a living will and trust. It's a flat rate. Give them a call, 801-472-7742, and 801-472-7742, Heidemann and Associates. So 2 balls and no strikes to Brighton Tate. Come back at the line, drive right at Jake Olson. So Holbrook puts up a 0, and it's the Pioneers leading 8-7 as we go to the final inning of Game 2 in the 5A Championship Series. So leading things off is the top of the order, and McGuire Madsen. Lehi wanting to get an insurance run. That pitch misses. 1 ball and no strikes. And that's on the plate. Ball and a strike here to McGuire. McGuire's had quite the day. Walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the second. Hits this one in the center field, and Luke Livingston is there for the first out of the inning. And now Mays Madsen will come to the plate. As Mays looks at ball 1. And the 1-0. And Madsen hits this one well to right center field. Had to take a different route to that ball. Man, that ball just kept carrying. Looked like he went shallow and had to go get it. Landon Young. And now it's 2 outs. And brings up Jake Olson. That pitch misses high and outside. And now the 1-0. That was lifted out of play, evens up the count. On the day, Jake Olson singled in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second, an RBI. Flew out to first, then flew out to center field. Hits this one on the screws. Luke Livingston comes on. That makes the play. Big play by Luke Livingston, not allowing the inning to be extended. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-run game. Lehi holds down the fort. We see game 3. If Timpanogos comes through, we go to either the 8th inning or they are the state champs. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Series on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 7th inning. Will there be a game 3, or will we be crowning a new 5A champ? Billy Bird leads things off, and he looks at ball 1. Ashton Holbrook, the pitcher. Billy Bird at the plate. Bird is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. There was an intentional walk. Back in the 3rd inning, looks at strike 1. And now the 1-1 from Holbrook. Off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 misses. 3 balls and a strike. That ball is outside. And now the 3-1 pitch to Bird. Swung through, strike 2. Full count, one of the better bats in this Timpanogos lineup. Caden Harding is on deck. And now the payoff pitch. Liner to right is fair. Bird will hold up at first base with that shallow corner in right field. And the leadoff man and the game-tying run is on board. 1 run sends us to the 7th. 2 runs. And Timpanogos are state champs. Speed up runner comes on. And that is McCann, as Coach Ingersoll going to come out to have a chat with Holbrook and kind of calm down the tide here. So again, 6A Game 3 will be coming up shortly after this one. And then if needed, we'll play Game 3 after we crown our 6A champion. So it could potentially be a late night tonight for Vince Francis. I mean, it's just a typical night for me, but it could be a late night for Vince Francis. But I hope you've enjoyed the coverage this week with baseball, boys soccer, lacrosse, boys and girls lacrosse, as that's the 2nd visit for Holbrook. They only have 1 visit left for him. So McCann on first. Running for Billy Bird. That brings up Caden Harding, who's showing bunt. And it's a ball from Holbrook. And again, Harding pulls back on the bunt. Caden Harding's reached on every at-bat, been walked or hit by a pitch in all 3 at-bats today. So I guess they're appearances, not at-bats, because they're not official at-bat. The 2-0 gets it down cleanly. Holbrook up with it over to first. And the game-tying run now in scoring position as a sacrifice bunt handled there by Caden Harding. And now to bring up Tanner Morgan, the left fielder. So it's Tanner Morgan, then Landon Young. If I'm behind Landon Young is Colin Morgan. Tanner has singled his last 2 at-bats. If he does that again, we could be heading at least to the 8th inning. Could be all tied up at 8. That one misses wide. Morgan has 27 runs driven in on the year and 2 home runs. Lifts this one to the right side. Jackson Brousseau is over there, ranging back and makes the catch. And now there's 2 outs. Lehi fans come to their feet, trying to will a Game 3. Timpanogos down to their final out, and it brings up Landon Young, the right fielder. That's called strike one. On the day, Landon Young grounded out to second, grounded out to third, and picked up an RBI single his last time up. The runner will be going on contact. That is McCann at second base. No balls and 2 strikes. Will there be a Game 3 where 1 strike and 1 out away? Or will we see a top of the 8th inning with 1 swing? Or will we have a new champion with 1 swing? The 0-2. He was going for new champion. He liked option number 3. Mnookin couldn't squeeze it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Had a runner on second base. Just 3:05 down the left field line. Right field, tailing toward the bullpen. And no way to get to that ball. Nice effort there by Ellswood. So put McCann back at second base. As we do it again. No balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. The 1-2, or probably the 0-2, now 1-2. Kind of spoken into existence there. Protect but don't chase. That is the deal here for Landon Young. Called strike 3! And there will be a Game 3! What a battle. This Game 2 was absolutely bonkers. We knew this series would be good. Knew that Lehi would not roll over after what happened last night. And they force a Game 3 that will happen sometime this evening. With an 8-7 win against Timpanogos. Your Heidemann and Associates players of the game. Man, there's so many to pick. Ashton Holbrook, obviously the home run that ends up being the game-winning home run. Obviously going to be one of our Heidemann Associates players of the game. And then we're going with Jackson Brousseau. He had the double and the run scored. Well, actually, we'll go with McGuire Madsen. So it's going to be Ashton Holbrook, McGuire Madsen, our players of the game here in Game 2. There will be a Game 3, and you'll catch it right here on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching our coverage, the KSL Sports Rewind coverage of the 5A State Championship Baseball Series at UCCU Ballpark.